causing some problems on the roads, with drivers being warned to expect difficult conditions.
And because the roads are wet and we're right around the freezing mark right now, it could be slippery and slick. So just be aware of that. Keep your eyes on the road. Get to your destination safely. Welcome to winter.
Here's a look at some of the highways this evening. As you can see, things are moving fairly well. The OPP tells us there have been about 140 collisions today, but thankfully nothing too serious. Sidewalk plows will also be out soon now that the city has seen more than 2 centimeters of snowfall. TTC stops will also be plowed tonight ahead of the morning commute. And out of an abundance of caution, the city has opened 2 warming centers for anyone experiencing homelessness to eat, rest, and get out of the cold. The warming centers are located downtown at 81 Elizabeth Street and in Scarborough at 885 Scarborough Golf Club Road. The city has also opened 115 contingency spaces across shelter systems in preparation for today's snowfall. The snowy weather didn't stop people from going out to pay their respects. Sky Tracker weather with Arnaud Rafat, who is back inside after braving the elements. But those nasty conditions, how long will they stick around?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Kevin, I would have loved to say it would have been over by tonight, tomorrow, looking great, but that's not the case. Unfortunately, this system is putting up a bit of a fight, and we've got that lake effect machine starting to kick in, which means this is something that we're going to hear about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in some parts of Ontario. And those snowfall accumulations, they're going to keep on racking up. Let's take a look. Well, you will get a chance to breathe in Toronto before we see more of that messy weather, that snowy weather return. In fact, some of our models show you could even see some sunny breaks by tomorrow afternoon. Those frigid temperatures, they're here lingering for the next few days. -1 by the afternoon. Again, there is that chance to see some flurries return later on into your evening. I won't promise it will be all the way dry. I want to talk about just how deep this trough has been digging through North America. We are past Canada. We are past Midwestern USA. We are now down to Southern USA. If you were joining us in the forecast yesterday, we talked about Nashville's temperatures plummeting. Well, now we're looking at the capital of Alabama also plummeting. 8 degrees come tomorrow, and that's down from about 23 to 25 today. Atlanta, 18 degrees today, and they're under a flash freeze warning because those temperatures could dip to -2 in the next few hours. So safe to say many communities across North America are fuming because of that Arctic air. And yes, it will be a bit difficult to shake off, at least in the next few days, although we have some warm-ups on the way this upcoming week. Now, this system has been putting up a fight, as we mentioned, and I mean that because by the time we head into Monday evening, that lake effect machine is really ramping up across other communities, not just around Lake Huron, and we're going to see it send those flurries through parts of the GTA Chase, through Niagara Falls, and large parts of Cottage Country, and that continues even into your Tuesday. A transition to wet weather, messy weather, rain expected for large parts of southern Ontario as we head into Wednesday. So guys, packing some patience, I hope, and holding on to your hats in the next few days as we see some strong winds. Again, expecting some of those heavier totals around Lake Huron, around Georgian Bay, maybe even into Niagara Falls, and of course towards Ottawa. Up to 20 centimeters could be possible by Tuesday afternoon. -7 in Muskoka tonight, and it looks like they could see some messy weather start to push in. -3 in Fort Erie. Tomorrow, -1 in London, Toronto, a popular number in Kingston, Ottawa, even into Wyerton. And as we head into the next few days, well, you're looking at +4 by Tuesday, +7 by Wednesday, and no wonder we're going to see a return to rain due to those milder temperatures. 8 by Thursday with some sunshine. Now take a look at this. Some of those temperatures start to plummet heading into Saturday. 7 degrees by Sunday.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at 11.
Tonight, the season's first snowfall. A taste of winter hits the GTA as the city feels the effects of the early season blast. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Kevin Gallagher. We begin tonight with a wintry blast seen across the GTA and beyond. A messy low-pressure system came barreling through Ontario and Quebec today, bringing everything from snow to sleet and even freezing rain across large parts of southern and eastern Ontario. In the GTA, what began as flurries in the early morning ramped up to heavier snowfall by the late morning and early afternoon. This was paired with gusting winds nearing 60 kilometers per hour in some parts of the Golden Horseshoe, causing reduced visibility amid blowing snow. While some areas are seeing that snow taper off this evening, it appears we're not done with this system just yet. Our Noor Rafat is here to explain, so let us know, Noor.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Yeah, that's right. I think a big story in the next few days will be don't get too comfortable, because we are going to see a return of that snow for some of the communities that started to see it taper off tonight. And for some, they may not even taper off as we head into tomorrow. Now, I don't know if you can see it clearly. It's a bit dark, but on our Toronto Harbour, we are seeing some flurries come down as well. Some blowing snow is involved in this. Some flurries around the Toronto airport on and off as well. -3 degrees heading into this hour as those temperatures continue to tumble. Now, I want to show you other images from around the province. This was in Havelock earlier in the day today, where we were seeing snow coming down at a faster rate. So we've seen about 12 centimeters recorded in that region. In the Toronto region around the airport, 8 to 10 centimeters have been recorded, and that includes areas like Scarborough as well. How about areas close to Muskoka? We were predicting yesterday that the system could miss some parts of northern cottage country, and by the afternoon today, barely a speck on the ground. We do know, though, that they could be in for some messy weather heading into the overnight, potentially some messy weather come tomorrow as well, although, of course, not as bad as what we've seen. Now, I will tell you where things are heaviest right now. We are looking at around London, Ontario, around parts of southwestern Ontario, and that's where we're seeing these snow squall watches in place. On the shores of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay, that lake effect is going to continue to send that snow through tomorrow morning, through the evening hours, and that means accumulations could pass 30 centimeters by Tuesday. As the week progresses, we could even see 50 centimeters in those areas, and there's a reason why it's called the snow belt. These communities are downwind of some of these lakes, and that means that when there's lake effect, they get hit the worst, and you see that continuous snowfall for those areas. Now, this affects Toronto because we'll see those flurries being sent into parts of the GTHA by tomorrow, thanks to that lake enhancement. And you're not alone in this. Other parts of southern Ontario, other parts of cottage country will see the return of that snow. So expect some flurries to return into the afternoon and into the evening, and expect a cold day out there come tomorrow, Kevin, -1 by the afternoon.
Thanks, Noor. And the snow also caused some problems on the roads, with drivers being warned to expect difficult conditions.
Keep your eyes on the road. Get to your destination safely. Welcome to winter.
This was a look at some of the highways this evening, as things were moving fairly well despite the conditions. In preparation, the City of Toronto started to salt high-priority roads and bridges last night. And out of an abundance of caution, the city has opened 2 warming centers for anyone experiencing homelessness to rest, eat, and get out of the cold. The warming centers are located at downtown at 81 Elizabeth Street and in Scarborough at 885 Scarborough Golf Club Road. The city also opened 115 contingency spaces across the shelter system in preparation for today's snowfall. The snowy weather didn't stop people from going out to pay their respects to SkyTracker forecast with our weather specialist Noor Rafat. Noor, for all those folks who have dealt with this first snowstorm of the season, they might think they're through it, but for many, it's still going to just keep trucking on.
Yes, that is the case, Kevin. Unfortunately, we are looking at a multi-day situation here unfolding in both Ontario and Quebec. And it's important to note that for some of our viewers, yes, you will get a brief break. It might feel deceiving, and that's because it is. You will see that messy weather return in Ontario thanks to lake enhancement, and in Quebec thanks to the system just pushing on. Let's take a look. We'll expect that flurries to return to Toronto by tomorrow, not throughout the course of the day. You'll see a bit of a lull in the morning. It'll be cloudy, windy conditions expected, so those gusts around the 45-kilometer-per-hour range. But yes, you could start to see that flurry activity into the afternoon and heading into the evening, thanks to that lake effect that will be sending a whole lot more than just flurries in other parts of the country. We'll show you what we're talking about in just a moment. If you're tired of the cold, me and you both. It's been a frigid number of days as we continue to see that Arctic air dig deeper. Take a look at this trough in the jet stream. It is past Canada. We're past Midwestern USA. We are now into Southern USA. And we were talking about this yesterday, but I want to just highlight how intense this could be. We're now into tumbling temperatures in areas like Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia as well, where they were seeing highs of 22 to 25 today and yesterday. So this is quite a big change for many, not just in southern Ontario. The good news is after that Arctic air sticks around for a little while longer, we will get some relief in the Toronto region. The snow, though, that's going to be a big problem. As you can see, we're already starting to see that lake effect around southwestern sections of the province, and as those winds shift by tomorrow afternoon and evening, more of that snow pushes in back into the GTHA, back into Peterborough County, seeing it continue into areas even like eastern Ontario. Tuesday, still there, but take a look at what happens when we head into Wednesday. Transition to rain is expected, and this is going to potentially impact the rest of your afternoon and evening. So I really hope you're packing some patience as we see a messy number of days. And again, accumulations around areas like Lake Huron, around Georgian Bay, expected to be heaviest. Niagara Falls, also an additional 23 centimeters could be possible. By the way, we've already recorded about 19 centimeters in Ottawa, so an additional 6 over there is quite hefty. -3 overnight tonight in Toronto, -1 is quite hefty. -3 overnight tonight in Toronto, -1 in Kingston tomorrow for in Hamilton is -1. It's back up to 4 degrees on Tuesday, 7 on Wednesday, 8 on Thursday. So a return to seasonal and a return to sunshine, it seems. Heading into Saturday, cooler conditions. Sunday leveling out slightly. Cloudy skies expected.